Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about gratitude and why you should go into gratitude and be more mindful and think about what you are grateful for. You know, there are plenty of things that we take for granted and sometimes even complain about when we really sit back and think about it. Are things that we really should be grateful for, especially us living in a first world country where we have privileges, opportunities, we have technology that we could send information to the other side of the world, so we are living in this era where we could share information and communicate with other parts of the world. And a lot of the times we do things like complain about our phone being too slow, or we just get wrapped up into day-to-day life. And there's nothing really wrong with this, like everyone gets wrapped up with their day-to-day life, but sometimes it's good to sit back for a few minutes and just reflect on what you're grateful for. And I'm going to give you a few reasons why you should be grateful and go into what I like to call going into gratitude, which is basically reflecting on what you're grateful for and kind of meditating on that idea. All of the information around us is just too much to take in, so our minds are distortion, deletion machines. In your brain, there's something called the reticular activating system. If you were to get a car, a brand new car, that car would be important to you. You'd have an emotional attachment. It's your car. You might notice soon after purchasing your car, you start to see that car, the same make and model of that car, all over the road. You start noticing it a lot more because why? It's your car. You might see it in the corner of your eye. You might see traffic with hundreds of cars, but the ones that pop out are your car, your car, your car. Your car is important to you, so it makes sense that will pop up over and over again. A similar thing happens in advertising. A common technique in advertising is to evoke an emotion in the viewer and then show the product. They also do this a lot for food, so notice next time you're walking through the grocery store all of the things that kind of pop up in the corner of your eye. Now there's so many different brands of types of food all over the place, but the ones that seem to pop out are the brand names, the ones that of the names that you know. When you want chips, it's very common that you'll get the Tostitos chips. If you want some pizza treat, a lot of time you'll grab the Pillsbury because that's what pops up. It's not that like you might not even have one preference over the other, but since it has that emotional attachment from advertising or even maybe a social emotional attachment, you'll notice them a lot better. So you're more likely to grab that box because it pops out in your mind. So basically what you focus on grows, whether that be positive or negative. So even take in all of the negative things that you focus on all the time. So if there's something that you want to quit and you're always focusing on that thing you want to quit, there's a great quote that describes that. What you resist persists. Your mind doesn't even recognize negative words like don't or can't. So if you say don't smoke that cigarette, then your mind's going to see a cigarette in your mind subconsciously, deep down. The image that pops up in your mind is going to be cigarettes, so you're focusing on cigarettes and that problem's going to persist. That problem will continue to grow. And just to move my point further, don't think of a pink elephant. Now, what happened? At least for a second, you thought of a pink elephant. An image of a pink elephant flashed in your mind. Even though I said don't think about it. I mean, that might be something you might want to reflect on. So how could you use this information in a practical sense? Now, imagine, if you will, you're kind of thinking about your life and what you might want to do with your life. Now, you have option A is I don't know what I want to do with my life, and since I don't know what I want to do, I'm just going to let it come to me. Maybe someday I'll figure it out, and you just kind of put it aside and you go about your business. In situation B, you don't know what you want to do, but you start to come up with ideas. You start thinking about it and you think, hey, I really like the idea of of working in the education industry. So I'd like to be a teacher. I'd like to help people and teach people. You come to that sense, you feel like that's something that's congruent with who you are and something that you could be passionate about. In situation B, you kind of built this sense of education being important to you, something that you might be a little bit more emotionally attached to. So in that case, imagine person A walking down the street. He walks by a telephone pole that just happens to have a flyer that says free education seminar on that flyer with maybe some tabs that you could pull off to call a number. Now person A will walk right by that. They probably won't even notice it. They might even look at it, but it's not relevant to them because they haven't really came to that decision that education would be something they would really like doing. They're just going on their business, so it's not really something that they're even thinking about at that moment. They're probably not going to notice it in the first place, but if they do, it's still probably not really going to, process for them. They're going to go about their business. Now, in situation B, where this person already realized, this is what I want to do, this is something I want to go for, I might ultimately end up at another path, but, education seems like something that I really like doing. I really like that idea. They're walking across, and they come across that telephone pole with that flyer, and they might not notice the word education just in the corner of their eye that catches their attention. They look at it, they see that there's free education seminar somewhere, and so yeah, hey, this is exactly what I want right now. And they take the number, they go to the seminar, they learn a bunch of information, and they start to build connections with other people who are in the education industry or doing similar things. They might make friends with these people and then get a mentor or a coach, and then they're so much farther or closer to where they want to be. Even if they don't end up being in like a educator or a teacher specifically, they're at least going down that path, having experiences, and learning from it. They might realize after a while, hey, I don't want to be a teacher, but I do want to help people one-on-one or something. But in order to come to that conclusion, it really came down to figuring out what they wanted in the first place, or at least coming up with ideas. Now, bringing this back to gratitude, as I said, what you focus on grows. If you go into a state where you just sit there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you just think of the things that you are grateful for, then you will attract more of those things that, or more of those types of things that you are grateful for. And it makes you feel good, and you realize, all of the things I do have. A lot of times people are always searching for more and more, and I can't wait to get more, I want to buy more, without realizing all of the things that they already have. Like, people are looking for wealth and abundance, but then when you sit back and realize, I already have a lot of abundance. I already have a bunch of opportunities in front of me. I already have all of these great things. And when you sit there and focus on it, you appreciate it, and then you're more likely to attract more of those good things in your life. So what are you grateful for? Like, for instance, for me, I am grateful for my family and my friends. I have a really good family. They really take care of me, and I feel like they brought me up pretty good. And my friends. Like, my friends treat me really well. I treat them well back. I have unlimited support from my friends, and it's a really fun time. Now, I'm grateful to live in a country like this where there is plenty of opportunity. A lot of people say, a lot of people complain about the economy and say this and that, but really, if you put your mind to it, there's a lot of things that you could do. There's so many different job opportunities. And think of it this way. In a third world country, a lot of these people don't have these options. They don't have the option to travel to another location because they don't like where they're at, or switch a job, or even like move to another province because they can't find a good job in this economy. Like, if you really hate your job or can't find a job in your city or province or whatever, then you could move. Like, you can. Like, the option's there. Whether you like it or not, the option is there. There's opportunities everywhere. There's opportunities to connect with a lot of people all over the place. We have the internet. We could connect with people on the other side of the world if we wanted to. If we really put our minds to it, there's so many things, so many possibilities that we could do, where like some people in other parts of the world, they just don't have those options. And there's some people with circumstances where they just don't have those options. But if you really sit down and think about what you're grateful for, then you might be humbled and surprised of what you do have, and I don't know, it makes you feel good. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say for today. If you'd like, leave a comment down below of a few things that you are grateful for in your life. Peace.
Marino videos.